Okay. So you can see on the left here, we've got a new app. The full design includes some of these screens too. I don't know if we'll do these today. I think I've only really got time for one, and the kind of interaction that I'm most interested in is like this view down here. It shows like the sunrise and sunset times. I think that'll be a really interesting component to build, and I think if we can do it in such a way that makes it reusable, then other people can find value in it too. So I just need to check to make sure my stream's working on YouTube at the moment. I know it's up on Twitch right now. Let's take a look. I think we have a problem. Let's take a quick look. Let's see if we can get... Here we go. It's all up. It's working. Excellent. All right. So I think we should just get started, right? So I've got a project open already. I think what I'll do is actually, let's just open up Tower. And what I'll do is we'll jump into the repo, and I've added some new files already. So I'll just say, started work on weather app. I'll commit those, push that up, and then beginnings of the project are now in the repository. A link to the repo should be in the description, but I haven't linked to the project itself. Next week, I'll put together a stream for us, like working with some APIs. And I figured the weather app will be a good opportunity to do that, because that's like sort of the basic starting point for most people, is like they'll build a weather app when they're consuming some sort of open API. Can't think of what other people usually do. It's like weather apps. Other like live stats, like there might be an API from university or something we want to pull. Like I've got a video series where I did like a COVID app. If you want to check that out, it hasn't got too many views, but like one of the first ones I ever uploaded was that. Maybe I should redo something like that, because like the quality wasn't that good since I was just starting out. I don't know, we'll see. So we'll get started. We've got our hello world again, right? And this is the view we're going to recreate. So let's just get the easy stuff out of the way first, which is this header. Well, I guess there's like a little button at the top there as well. Well, should we do that? Should we recreate that? It'll only take a second. System name, and this was like 3 lines or something, right? That's wrong. That's totally wrong. I think it's got like a really long name, like one that's like difficult to remember. Lines? Line 3 horizontal, yeah, okay. Copy name, make sure I copy the actual name this time. Line 3 horizontal. Cool, and the foreground color, we're gonna go with system background here, because it's like this. Although we could make the accent color. If we make the accent color like white, if we go in here, we say we want it to be, I don't know, I think it would be the opposite, right? So we want dark. I do want to do this in a way so that this could be, because this is like a dark mode. I don't know what to do here. Let's just go with white. And we'll make the dark one, I don't know, black or something. A dark gray. We'll use that window color. Hey, not sure if my chat came through. Are you just doing the one design for today or a couple? I'm just gonna do the one. Oh, look, let's see how fast we get, how quick we get through this. But yeah, I did see your chat. You wanted us to do some map stuff, yeah? So let's do that as well. We'll find a map design as well. Yeah, we'll do both. I'll do both for you. Yeah, so I'll try and bash this one out as quickly as possible, and then we can take a look at that. What have we got here? I've got this other way, the wrong way. Oh yeah. So the background, we need a background color, right? So, and it'd be great if we could get this dark blue. Come on. Hope Apple fixes that little issue there with the color picker. Excellent. Fill the screen. Got a little button up there. That's great. Okay, so let's just remove this and throw this into a header. And put the header view up here. Cool. Header view's there. Let's remove this stuff. Underneath the header view, we have like another sort of header view, but I'm going to consider this entire component like one piece. And what we'll do here is just another VStack. Create another file for this eventually as well. So this will be called like I don't know. Let's call it Outlook View, right? Let's call it Weekly Outlook. If you can hear some weird snoring sounds, that's my dog. She's on my lap at the moment. Oh, it's 6 days there, so I guess it includes... Oh no, this is just today, isn't it? Yeah, this is just today, and then we got next 7 days. Yeah, let's just call it Outlook View. And we can, you know, change it depending on if we want to see a couple of days here. Oh, actually, I think that's what this is, right? Ah, so if you tap next 7 days, it goes to this screen. Okay, cool. Maybe we'll do a navigation away to just another empty screen, and that way, yeah, we've kind of learned how to do that. So let's go with VStack. I'll throw the Outlook view up here. Cool. And then inside the VStack, we've got a text. I guess we could say it's a H stack. And then we've got text, which it will say today. Oh, come on. And then we have a spacer. And then we'll go with a button. Which would really be a navigation link, I guess. And we don't have a navigation view yet, so let's throw that up here. I think we can put all that in there. This should actually be a navigation stack. Right. And what do we got? What's failing? Oh, the navigation link. Right, so we need to pass through a destination and a label. I'm intrigued, has anyone used your crossword clue app yet? Just finished watching the first stream not that long ago. Wait. You watched the whole thing? That's a long stream. No, I think I've got some downloads, so like I've checked the stats. You get, with Revenue Cat, they also tell you like how many sessions an app has had. And I think I'm at like 10 sessions or something on the app. All I did was tweet about it, and I've only got, I think, like 20 followers or something on Twitter at the moment, since I had deleted my account and re-signed up. But yeah, no one's using it yet. No one's bought anything anyway either, so it's made $0 so far. But I go through great efforts telling people to not use it in the description, and I tell people that to not spend their money. So I don't know. I will wait and see. Destination. Okay, so let's create. this will be the weekly view. I don't want to build this whole thing, but build a couple of parts so that we can actually get something working, right? This will be, we just put in weekly view here. And navigation link, we go weekly view, and then here we just put some text. Actually, I think we can go with a label here because we've got that, you know how the label's got, what is it? We've got image, we've got system image. Yes, so this would be like next 7 days, and then the image would be chevron? Chevron, right, I think. Oh man, reverse. How do we reverse that? Oh, there we go. How do we reverse labels? There must be a way to do. I watched the whole thing. Okay. Well, thanks. I had it on the background last night while I was doing some work earlier. I finished the work earlier than expected, so I ended up watching all of it. Some parts are very amusing. Oh, well, that's great. I'm so glad. Thank you. The next day after that stream, I went and so there was like a second part to that where I went through and just like polished the app a little bit, and I added some instructions on how to actually use it properly. We'll get to get better answers out of it, but it's still terrible. Okay, hang on a second. Let's see if there's a way to make this happen. Label swap image. Okay, so this is on the left. Has it got to do with maybe like the fact that it's in a navigation link or a H tag? It's got this weird. Let's have a look. You can scale them, right? Title only, modifier, label style. Okay. Doesn't tell us how to swap them around. How come that one's on the left and mine's on the right? Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, my puppy is sleeping in my lap. Alright, I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Let's just go with whatever's quickest, which is going to be... system name. I was hoping we can get away with that. That's fine. Okay. Cool. So yeah, we got this top section looking okay. The today, I guess we should probably make that larger, right? Font, and we'll go with, I think, title looks okay. Foreground color should be the accent color. It looks like almost like it's a bit of a, maybe a medium, a little bit. I don't know. No, it's probably better before, but I kind of like the look of this. Outlook view, so we've put some padding on it because even this sort of rounded rectangle is going to like extend to the edges. So I'm going to try to avoid doing padding in the Outlook view itself, right? Yeah, it's a little bit noisy here because of all of this. We could extract this again. I think yesterday we had some questions about like whether we should pull everything out into separate views or just add them as, you know, variables or something down, like, you know, computed ones. I was like, oh, you know, it's just a preference thing. But maybe in this case, since this is so tightly related to Outlook view, like this top section, probably wouldn't, like I could probably put that into one down here. So maybe we just go, this might be the way to do it. this. We can keep that out of the way. Because I can't see this header being reused anywhere else in the app, right? Whereas this button up here would be, right? So that probably deserves its own file for that. And we just set up a view builder here. Some view to avoid this, you can also get away with like if you didn't want to have that there, I don't know why you wouldn't want to, but I think you can just stick a return in here and that'll work as well. Once you make like really complex views in here, you'll need to use the view builder. Because otherwise you get like a compile error. It would just be saying like you're returning different types of views, and it wouldn't be happy on that, especially if you've got like an if else in here. Let's move this to, what we got? Weekly view. Oh yeah. So this is the next screen. When you tap here, you see this weekly view. So we want to dump that somewhere else. We don't really care about that. Let's go pull this one home. Oops. And we'll call, hang on a second, a new group here, and we'll call this one the weekly. And then inside here, I'll create a new file called weekly view. All right, just get that out of there. And then what I want to do is throw this content view up top. And let's refactor this and rename it to home view. I don't know, first view of the app that opens. This is probably more likely the home view, but we're not doing that one today. I think, like yesterday we already did some charts and stuff, and this is the kind of thing I want to play with again, because we did that dial with the neomorphism design. So I'm thinking we had a little bit of practice with that, so maybe we can play around with this again. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Next we've got no, that's fine. So we'll throw this Outlook view into another one as well, and we can work on that separately. And then what we'll do is we'll pin this. Oops, not a new group. Outlook view. Outlook view. Keep it nice and clean. And then I think we've got this header view as well. Home header view. And you know, the name of this might change. Like if we're going to be using this throughout other areas of the app, maybe it's not called the home header view. We'll just keep it named as header view at the moment, and then this could end up in like a folder of shared items. Oh, you know what? Let's just do that now. Shared, and then I need to create another one to hold all these together, and we'll just call it views, right? And we've got the header view, we'll put that in the shared because that's used throughout the app. We'll throw all these into the views, it keeps it nice and clean. And then like in future we'll have like a, you know, models or something, or model, or whatever you want to call it. Did you experience imposter syndrome when you started as a dev for a company or freelance? Yes. I had imposter syndrome on my first real full-time job. So up until that point, I was kind of like freelancing and doing these little $20 jobs on, you know, those freelancing websites. And at that moment, I felt it a little bit, but I made sure that I wouldn't pick jobs that I thought was impossible for me to do. And I was able to get by that way. But the first job I did, I was the only mobile dev at the company. This was a startup. And someone else had already built like half the app. And I thought at the time that maybe the person who built it was like a senior dev and they kind of knew what they were doing. So I was looking at the code and just had no idea what was going on. Turns out that they were really terrible. And then that's why they had brought me on, hoping to get someone else in to fix it up. And they hired me as a junior, right? So I was on junior rates. So we all knew what was happening going into it, but I think they thought I was going to be better than what it was, or they were just trying to save some cash. But because I was such early on in my career, I thought that anything that went wrong was my fault, when it was just them trying to be cheap. But yeah, I think for a good month or so, I had no idea what I was doing. And I remember like, I had to sit next to the CEO the whole time because the company was only like 15 people, right? We were all in one room. And him looking over my shoulder what I was doing every single day and then like making zero progress on anything and trying to understand what the code was doing. That was tough. And that was Objective-C too. I think over the next couple of months I ended up rewriting the app to what Apple standards would have been. The previous person I think was a web developer and they brought all their baggage with them over onto mobile. And yeah, no, it was a terrible time. It was a terrible time. So if you're feeling that, that's completely normal. Why am I... Have I got... I have to move this dog off my lap. I don't know if you can hear the noise it's making. Content view not found on any targets. Oh, okay. This is the problem we had yesterday. We had it twice. It's like couldn't find any targets. You just got to keep trying. You got to do. I think you got to do an actual build. Clear. So this clears out, and then you hit refresh, and then come on. Yeah, there we go. So that's working. So dumb. All right. Outlook view. All right. So this isn't even the main focus of today. We just need to burn through it really quickly, right? I think we're gonna go. We'll try it with the Z stack first and see how that goes. I think that will look a little bit cleaner than just having that rounded rectangle as the background. Corner radius, I don't know, 20 maybe. Looks about right. It would be kind of cool if we could do, so we can do a fill style. I wonder if we can do like, oh, we can. Ultra thin. Let's see how the text looks on top of that. It's a bit bright though, isn't it? So might not be able to get away with it. Okay, let's go with custom. Yeah, what I'm doing here with like hard coding these colors in the view is probably not best practice. It'd be great if these were elsewhere, especially if you were to throw them inside this assets folder, because then you can have light and dark versions of that color, but we're not doing that today. Yeah, let's do this. Image. Oh no, we won't do images for this. Let's do, can we do... I don't know, what do we get? What do we get in emojis? What about a sun? And the temperature is... How do you do a degree symbol again? Degree symbol. Copy that. That's pretty good. Let's set the foreground on the entire thing. Yeah, we can drop that, and then we got something nice and clean. The H stack, we're probably not going to split that out, but we will split out the contents here. So we've got, let's do another one down here. And we're going to be passing through different values, so we'll just go with a function for this. Yeah. Let's call this the, I don't know, I'm just gonna go with weather. let's call it a reading of some sort. Reading sort of comes across to me as like it should be on the model object, but let's just go with reading for this. Just dropped in, but curious why is Z-stack first background for the rounded rectangle? I've noticed that they can behave slightly differently. I'm not sure on the rules too much about it. Like, if one doesn't work for me, I'll switch to the other. But I think my personal preference is like Z-stack looks a little bit neater overall. Because if you're doing like a background, you've got it's parentheses and you just throw, it depends how complex your background is. I think once I start adding, some more. If I was just doing a rounded rectangle, it's probably fine to throw it in the background. Yeah. But yeah, with SwiftUI, there's multiple ways of doing the exact same thing. What am I putting here? Oh, I gotta put time. And temp. Right. Whoops. Oh no. Hang on. Cool. Get rid of that. And if up here we can throw in a reading and set the time. Icon. And the temp. Cool. And the time for the first one. The icon was like the sun. Throw the sun in. I think we need to wrap that in quotes, and then the temperature. Oh, hold up. Let me grab that. There's 6 of them there. And what are we? What's it complaining about here? What have we got wrong? Opaque return type. Oh yeah. Okay. This rounded rectangle can go away. What's the most unique type of app that you made, or the app you enjoyed developing the most? I've been asked this before. Probably my own apps. Although, I mean, this one here is up there, right? But my favorite one is one I haven't actually finished building yet. I wonder if I can show it to you real quick. I was trying to be efficient on the stream, but let's see. Give me a second. Let me squash this down and see if I can find a. If it's on my computer. No, I don't have it on here. I haven't actually worked on it in quite some time, but basically it's an iPad app, lets you draw like maps. So, like I think everyone at this point knows that I'm building like a tabletop app as well, which is like for music and sound effects and stuff. I got another one I'm working on, which is for drawing maps really, really quickly. So there's a couple of like desktop version cartography apps you can use, which uses like stamp tools and stuff. You can put mountains in, and you can do paths, and you can change the color of the ground and all that. The one that I'm trying to build is like a faster version of it. So you use the Apple Pencil. You draw like a wavy line, and it will convert it into a range of mountains automatically for you. Another idea is like you can block in some areas to be a forest, and then like everything will get drawn on top, like the treetops and stuff. It's supposed to be like this thing where you can really roughly sketch a map. I got a thing using, what's it called? Straight skeletons. Oh, this thing. I'll show you this real quick. So this algorithm here. So in my app, you get the Apple Pencil and you sort of like draw these outlines, and then it calculates these lines throughout the middle, and it sort of makes it look like a rooftop. And so I've added that in there as well, and eventually I'll get the whole thing finished, but I wanted it so that you could like draw towns and stuff really quickly without filling in all the details. It does the detail work for you. So it gives you something a little bit more presentable than just like what Dungeon Masters would usually just draw a couple of lines on a page and say you're kind of here, and gives you it's sort of like plotting out the scene in the moment. So a lot of DMs will rely mostly on the imagination and theater of the mind and that, and then eventually if a player's like, hey, I don't understand what you're talking about, you quickly sketch something up and show them. And that's what the purpose of my app was supposed to be. I'll get around to it eventually, but yeah, this is a very interesting algorithm. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's probably one of the most unique things I've worked on. Everything else has been like social apps, or just pull information from an API and show it in a list kind of thing. Pretty boring stuff. Okay, cool. We got all our stuff in there now. I think maybe we put some padding. Like I said earlier, I don't really want to spend too much time on this. That's good enough. So let's go with that. This will be, well, this will need to be squished up, doesn't it? So yeah, cool. What's going on? Yes. Does that pass? That passes. That's good enough for me. All right, let's go back. Home view. All right. That's good enough. We can probably put a bit more padding around it. Okay, details. This view is going to be easy too. So details view. Very generic name, I know. It's another H stack, and it's got some V stacks in there. So in this case, what we'll do is we can have a let's go with the icons again. Yeah, we'll just use a background for the rounded rectangle on these. I don't know, let's throw an eye in there. That might be weird. And here we got details view. And I'm not setting up any information to pass through to these because these aren't the views that we care about. We've got padding, right? Background, around the rectangle. I don't know, what was it? 20? We'll set the... You can also do it this way, right? We can also go put the color there and then clip it to a rounded rectangle. Pretty sure. Does that work? Why aren't we seeing anything anymore? Maybe it doesn't work. Huh, weird. Not showing up. I think I'm getting errors anyway. It's alright, let's just go with what we had before, yeah? Come on, build. Oh, I'm using the wrong color. That's what's wrong. I'm using the wrong color. Hang on. Let's go back to the way I was doing it before. We got to go back to, where is it? The Outlook view, and we want that color. This is the problem. Okay, we throw that in there, and then we go clip shape, round a rectangle, and then we'll put in the corner radius 20, and that gives us, yeah, so you don't have to like have a rectangle and fill it with the color. You can also just have a color and then, you know, chop the edges off it. I think we need maybe a bit more padding. Let's try setting the font to title, make it a bit larger, and then underneath this we'll have some text. New line, and we'll just go 16. Yeah, cool. Details view, and I'm just going to duplicate this because I'm feeling super lazy today. Foreground, accent color, cool. And I think for the sizes of these, maybe it will be better if we make them huge, right? Like I say, we're being lazy today. Okay, I think we need to set yeah. I'm not going to pass any information through, so we're just going to go with detail item. We can set some spacing here too if we wanted. I think if we try and keep them even. We can also use a grid. Lazy V grid or something. Anyway, details view. Let's add that. All good. Okay. Yes, that should be fine. It should be working. All right, this bottom section. This is the cool one. This is the one we really want to work on, right? This is the bit that's going to take us some time. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh. Gotta fill it with something, I guess. And under here, I think... just make it a scroll view. Oh, that's weird. Alright, happy enough with that. Now we can focus on this area. Alright. Okay. Here comes the tricky bit. So it looks like the design... is that even a full circle? Kind of looks a bit squashed for me. Maybe it's the angle I'm on? I don't know. Kind of looks a bit squashed. Oh, what can we do here? Let's start with the easy one. Sun. There we go. Yeah, am I stalling a little bit? Because I'm a bit worried about this. Oh, font, title. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking how I'm gonna make this work. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. I thought I was gonna push that across. Ah, forget it. All right. So at the bottom we have a line, right? So we could go rectangle, yes, and then we'll say one. Okay, so we got that. Underneath this we have a H stack, which has some text showing like 801. Let's make that. Can we set a font here? Can we go caption and everything? Yeah, we can. Cool. Spacer. Whoops. And then over here we've got 3:52 p.m. All right, so we got the bottom done. It looks like ours is a bit brighter than over here, but I mean that doesn't really matter. That's not the point. Ooh, okay, so in here we need to so yesterday we did a thing with these spokes, right? It's almost, this looks like a gradient, right? So maybe we can do like a mask. The idea though is so that we can pass through something that tells us the current position, right? Or like start and end. So we're working with 180 degrees. We've got a start and end point. Well, it'd probably be 0 and 180. And I don't know whether... It almost feels like what we would need to do is have the current time, start time, end time, and then the current time, and that will give us sort of a percentage of how far across the sun is, right? Because I was thinking, oh, we maybe we'll get the angle from an API or something, and that could be useful, but we go, is there any limitations to what sort of app you could develop that used the CloudKit public database? For example, let's say hypothetically someone wanted to create a simple photo sharing app. I don't think there is a limit. Oh, there kind of is. There's a limit like per person, I think. So I think iCloud has, even on the public thing, I think each person gets like a few gigabytes or something. And it might actually come out of their iCloud allowance. Can't remember, but yeah, like for doing a full photo sharing app, you probably won't be able to get away with it for long. I'd say the storage will fill up. I don't think you get unlimited storage through Apple. But you could definitely have a image, because at the moment you can share images using the Files app, right? You can mark it as shared and then send it to someone in your contacts list, and they can view it at the same time as you being able to view it. Much like all the document sharing and stuff they've got going on now with like Pages. I think that's about the extent that you can probably do with it. You wouldn't be able to make like a social network out of it. This is going to be tricky. Start time needs to be, so 8:01 in this case needs to be mapped to 0. 3:52 needs to be mapped to 180. I don't know if I can do this. I think I need someone smarter than me to help out. So let's just use some actual hard-coded stuff and see if we can get something looking okay, and then we'll work out if we can make this a reusable component or not. Where are we at? We're at 45 minutes, okay. And we're just starting the meat of the project. So we'll start with, let's just start with a circle. Cool. And then I think there was that, there's a trim. Maybe we can try this. Haven't got anything happening now. Trim. To create a shape instance, you define the shape's path using lines and curves. Use the trim to from method to draw a portion of a shape by ignoring portions of the beginning and ending of the shape's path. From to dot trim from 0 to 1 draws the full infinity symbol, while trim from, okay, got it. So if we go 0.5, do we get half a circle? Yeah, we do. Okay. That's something, right? Might not be exactly what we need, but it's something. I guess the circle itself isn't what's important. It's the position of the sun. So I think if we go 0.5 to 1, that gives us the top. Trim doesn't seem to change the overall frame. So how can we deal with that? Put some padding on it. We need to drop this down. Can we draw arcs? Nah. We can do it with a path, right? So we can go path. What we got in here? Yeah, add lines. Trim scale. Got it. Okay, interesting. Let's throw this in and see what this looks like. What it is, the documentation. Let's just draw here. Weird. Can't really see anything there. I just love that people keep showing up to just like watch me struggle. So I do have some ideas about how to make this work, but I'm trying to avoid using things like geometry readers and stuff. So I could easily get the size of this thing and then just divide the height by half. Maybe. Let's try that. Frame in. Well, nothing's showing up now. Interesting. Weird. What backend service would you recommend to use for a production app? Let's say an app like BeReal, for example. I have no intention of creating a social media app, but always useful to hear advice from other developers. If I was just starting out, I'd probably use whatever's quick and easy to grab at hand. So, I don't know, probably Firebase to start with, because that's just to evaluate the idea. Eventually, you'd probably want to build your own backend for something like that, though, if it's getting serious fairly early on. I think personally, I'd probably start with my own custom backend to begin with, like from the very start, if I was serious about it. Because that's like eventually where it's going to go anyway, right? But if you're just a pure front-end mobile developer, you don't have any of that database experience, just, yeah, pick one that's already available to you. And maybe something you've already worked with before in the past. Most people have worked with Firebase. I'm gonna grab this again. I wanna have a play around with this. Yeah, okay. So that was the problem. Interesting. It's kind of like they're being drawn on top of each other. So this one seems to be... No. Alright, I think I might have to... So what I might do instead is try throwing this in the Z stack and then setting it up that way. Because then it'll sort of sit on the line there, right? Let's grab this, throw this underneath. We've got a big space still. Oof. It's funny, anything inside that geometry reader just seems to have broken. So where did the circle go? Completely gone. As soon as I drop it in a geometry reader, it's gone. There it is. Okay, you can you can see it just a little bit there. As soon as I add padding, it disappears. Geometry reader has no weight, no height. Okay. So if I go, I want to change the size of this, right? So I want to set the width. Can I give it a width? Oh man, alright. Can't even get the damn circle to draw correctly. You look at that and you go, oh yeah, that kind of works fine, right? Just throw this up here and then maybe add some padding. We'll offset that, but we've still got this gap underneath it. It's funny that like you would think trimming would trim it, would cut it off. All right, give me 1 second. Do you think if I set this to 0.5, maybe trim does it like, because I've done it the opposite way, it's just sort of a little bit broken. So what if I did a rotation and then I said, okay, it squashed it again. What is going on? The rotation breaks it again. You see that? Okay, what if we did a squashes it down. God, we're so close to this thing. Maybe we just set it the same size on every... I wanted it to be, like, scalable and stuff, right? So, oh well. I guess maybe we're not going to have that. So, let's just to move on. This better work, though. No. It didn't even work anyway. Oh. That's so annoying. That's so annoying. Everyone is saying to use the trim modifier to make a half circle, which is, I made that assumption to begin with, and it's like, okay, yeah, that works. What if we go circle and then we clip it? Alright. We still need to do that with there based on a position. Can't clip it. I don't know what to do here. I think we can try just drawing it with a path, but we still need to know like different positions and stuff in the view. It still seems like trim is the way to go for this. Seems to be the easiest. Just need to work out why I'm having issues with it. Isn't that weird? Like, all I'm doing is flipping it vertically and it goes to the center and then off to the side. Might be a bit janky, but trim the circle, then offset it. Yeah. This feels kind of buggy to me, right? Is anyone else getting that kind of vibe? Like, if I'm doing a flip, it should just flip in place. It shouldn't be moving over to the left like that. Seems to be, What did we have before? We had it set to, yeah. Yeah, it's full, and then we do a little bit of a rotation, a little scale flippy thing, and then that's back to being tiny. I'm gonna try your idea. We'll just do an offset just to get something working. But the thing is, like, different screen sizes, it's not gonna. I don't think the offset's gonna help. We might have to hard code the size of this thing. We got some compile problems here. Here we go. Okay, that's all in one spot. And what do? We just go offset Y. Whoops, what is it? This way? Yeah. And if we set the spacing here to 0, that should fix the gap underneath. That doesn't feel like a win to me, you know? That's super annoying. We've even got this gap at the top now, you know? Oh, it's weird. Did a little offset to push that back up. That's terrible. I'm not happy with that. Maybe after this, instead of wasting everyone's time sitting here watching me struggle, after stream, maybe I can go through and fix it up and make it an actual component that's usable. In the meantime, it looks like we do need a Z stack anyway. Because we're going to be putting like the sun on top of it. So I think... And we've got some shading we got to do too. Alright, now to get the position of that sun. I've got some paper. Got to grab a pen. I think I need to work some stuff out here. So I would like to base it on the times. I get the feeling that's going to be really tricky, right? Because we're dealing with like minutes and seconds. I don't know if there's like a nice little formula for that so we can get the percentage. Although time is round. The clock is based on 12 hours and that's a circle, so maybe we can do something with that. Interesting. Let's put the little emoji. We'll go with the sun emoji again. Cool, it's at the top directly in the middle. We're gonna draw this on an arc. Looks like there's a WWDC session for this kind of stuff. Maybe we take a look at some sample code for this. Yeah, I'll grab some code. I'll just drop it in here. We can go over it and take a look. It looks like there is a animation thing. This is older code, I think. So I think we need to go default, maybe. Yeah, let's set this to linear 1.5. Let's just see if we can get something going here, and then we can see what we can reuse. So this is generally a good approach when we find the code online. You can drop it in your project, get it compiling, and then have a little play around with it. Okay, so we got this repeating animation. What is this? No, so 1 doesn't work. 0.9. Oh, okay, I kind of get it. So it's like animating the last section there. And 0.1 will do what? Come on, rerun. The full thing. I don't know if we can use this. Let's have a look. We got an arc. This may be what we'll end up using anyway. I feel like, well, they got the geometry reader and everything. Maybe we can borrow this code and use this as our half circle. And maybe that'll get away from my complaints with what we've... Let's have a look. Let's make this happen. Got an arc, the center point. We're going, yeah, so we got our geometry reader. We've got, this is centered. Radius, size width divided by 2. Start angle, end angle 360. If we change this to 180, we get, oh, it's still pushed up though. But we've got, hang on, can we do offset here, and then we go size dot height divided by 2. It pushes it down. That's okay. We still got the big gap at the top. I think we can fix that though. Okay, so we've got color. We need to set this to. We need a stroke of. With the style, right? And then set the line width to something like 1. I don't think there's anything to do with line caps, joins, or anything like that we need to worry about. The dash is, I don't know, let's try 5. Dash face we don't need to worry about. Line width, very thick. I think we can get rid of this. Yeah, excellent. Okay, it's starting to look a little bit more like the image over there. I think we're probably going to do like 10, maybe? Yeah, that looks a bit better. I like that. I'm happy with that. We've got the offset. Okay. Padding can go away. Yes. Oh, padding, we'll do padding horizontal. So we've got it pushed into the edges, to the, where the times are. On up here, we've got this animation. I think we'll keep that for now. Goodness. Okay. It's very stressful trying to do this in front of people, that's for sure. Inner ring we don't need, but I do want to try and get this gradient thing happening as well at some point. So, but that's for later. The main thing is we get this sun following this path. So this inner ring might have sort of the code that we're looking for here. It moves based on the start and the start and end are calculated based on this 360 value. I wonder if we can just replace this with like our 180. Let's go inner ring. Let's put the inner ring on there and see what we get out of it. Where was it? Did I delete it? Yeah. And the percent. let's just set this to a hardcode value, and since it's percent, I'm guessing it's between 0 and 1, so we'll put something in. Okay. Got something. Can we remove this for now? I want to push this content up so we can see it. Okay, that's a bit better. We can go up and uncomment those again soon. So the percentage we got is 0.4. If we make it 0.1, it's a little bit smaller. Okay, I kind of get it. 0.9 goes the opposite way because we're working with 360, right? So let's go 5. Okay, let's try this. What happens if we set these to 180? So this is basically my entire day is just experimenting with all this stuff. Lag amount. Oh yeah, that must be, yeah, that's with the animations. Start 0. What I'm going to do, I'm going to throw in a slider, I think. That might help us a little bit, yeah? Is it double? Just want the value. What is it? Floating point, binary floating point. So I think it can be slider value. I guess we gotta fill these out too. Minimum value label, I guess. Could be not be. What have I done wrong here? Slider. Okay. Just go with this one. Generic parameter v could not. Oh, okay, yeah, I've got this wrong. Here we go. Excellent. Can we do a run of this? Cool. Okay, so if I pass through the slider value into the sunpath view. Sun slider value. Come on. Let's put a text down here so we can see what it's printing out. Slider value. Yeah, 0 to 1. Cool, cool. All right, interesting. We've kind of got 180 going on here. All right. Alrighty, 180. There's another position where we've got 360 showing up. Got reload. Didn't seem to make a difference there. I think, how are we going to go about drawing? It's well and good to draw a line. I guess we'll just put a dot there instead of the emoji. I think we can get away with that. Okay, so we have... They got this stroke yellow up here. line width, right. So we make that thinner. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Start angle and end angle. If we make this shorter, man, this is tricky. Anybody got any ideas? It'd be cool if we could do like a pair programming thing. We get someone else to jump in and screen share or something like that, right? So this lag amount, okay, we're kind of getting there. Getting something. So we need the end to change as well. We get rid of that. The end would be probably that plus trying to make it so that we've got like a kind of like a dot. So like the idea would be up here we set a stroke, right? And except it would be like we'll have it with the rounded ends and we'll just have it like a set size. And we want it to just move. So the endpoint would always have to be like slightly off from the start. So they'd have to like follow each other. So that's what it's doing here, right? So if we move, and then there's like a lag behind it, so we have 0.35. So if we say, I wonder if we set this to 1, will that change? Yes, it keeps it closer, right? So if we change this to something like 0.1, we get this little thing moving. If I come up to this stroke color, we got yellow. If I set this to stroke style, and then we go with one of these, right? And let's say it's, I don't know, 10. Line cap would be round. Line join would be round. Don't think we need these. There's nothing round happening. And it's still yellow. Why have we got yellow going on? Don't have a color there, do I? Inner ring. Oh, I do. It's up here. Which one was I setting? Oh, this one. Okay. The code that we're not using anymore. Let's throw that up there. Let's see what happens now. Instead of percent, it would be sun. Cool. Okay, so we kind of got like a dot. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there, right? Almost. Okay, line width. We go 20. Let's make this larger. We can adjust the lag so that appears like that looks a little bit better, right? So if I could say 30, I like the idea of making it a little bit bigger. Oh, we're getting there. I think, can we set a color here? Yes, we can. All right. Okay, so if maybe we can remove. If we delete that, I don't think we need that code, do we? No. All right. This is the main code that we want. And then, oh, you can hear possums in the roof or something. Okay. I feel like a lot of this can be simplified, right? Like the endpoint would always be a little bit extra. Or maybe the start point would be like minus, I don't know, the width of the stroke or something, and then here we want to set, maybe we want to set the endpoint, because maybe I had it backwards, right? The wrong way around. I don't know. No, seems to move really slow at that. Let's just go back and leave this here because it seems to be working okay. But I think there's room for improvement with all this because we're using it a different way. Yeah. And we just gotta flip it. I think we gotta try. I want to try and work out how we can make it so it doesn't. Maybe we can make it fade. That's for someone else to do, I think. Okay, so let's do a little flippy flip. So how do we do that? What if we just make these negatives? Will it go the other way? No. It's not that easy. Ooh, I like that effect. What happens if we do negative end? Goes the opposite way. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so it's kind of almost there. What we got? So we've centered it. Radius, yes. Start and end. End. Start. I think this will send it backwards. No, this will just revert to what we had before. Okay. Clockwise. True. That's weird. I guess we just have to flip it. Is that clockwise true? Yeah. Just tried that. It just, all it does is makes it. Yeah. I guess we just like scale it. Yeah. I guess. I guess we go with that. Okay, so we have this here. It's inside our little Z stack. We probably need to offset. So we got Y. Geometry, size, height, divided by 2. And that puts it on. Did we do it? Are we done? Are we finished? Can we all go home now? Get rid of that. Animations. We could do an animation here, so we could say like, you know, when the view loads, maybe we want like, when the screen first opens, you can say like the sun just moves into that position. But I think, look, for the purpose of this exercise, that's, I say we're pretty much, we got it, right? We cracked it. It would have been nice if we could calculate this so that we could get, you know, plug in different times. So we could have 3 different times. We say plug in 8 is the start, you know, 3:52 p.m. is the end. That's early, isn't it? Is that early? That's early for the sun to go down in my area of the world anyway. And this is backwards too, isn't it? Should be the other way around. I'm gonna call it done though. Like I know some people are gonna be a little bit disappointed, but I feel like with my set of skills when it comes to geometry, and programming like shapes and stuff, this is probably at the limit of what I can do. For this gradient, I think it might be best if we just move on to doing some map stuff. Into another project with maps. I think, yeah. Let's just add the text back in at the top. And we do have like a bit of a gap. Clip it. I'll just leave it as that, and I'll leave this little slider up here as well in the code. Let's move it down a little bit. Okay, so it's not exactly the same as the design because we're going to leave this in here. I want to leave this in here so that people can have a little play with it. I think, I mean, it would be easy enough to just invert those numbers. Let's just go with this. I'm going to commit this code and we're just going to say, oh man, I had big goals for this, right? I said, oh, we'll build this little weather app thing and then we'll, you know, try and consume an API later for it. I think maybe off stream, I'll fix all this stuff up. I'll make these elements more, like I'll clean these up as well so we can reuse them and actually pass in proper values. And I might even try to see if I can find some icons that we can drop in there. See how we go. If that's what people want, that's what we can do. Or we can just keep pushing forward and just keep trying to build new things every day. The goal is to like, I don't want to dwell on things for too long, that's for sure. I want to get through them really quick. Keep it entertaining. Okay, that code is now, should be pushed. Let's do something with maps, yeah? Let's have a look at some designs. Go to mobile. Can we do a filter, like a search or something? Here we go. Map. See if anything comes up. Oh, cool. So this is like a... Oh, yes. If we do a map thing today, because it's pretty easy to just drop in a map view. We should do something with the map view. Let me have a think about that. What we got? These are all like navigation stuff. Well, yeah, we'll put annotations on it. We can do that. That'd be pretty cool. Let's do a map that we can look up restaurants or cafes. Just trying to look for an interesting design. I think we can get locations, nearby locations, like we can do a search for cafes and stuff using other map kit tools. Maybe something like this, we can show, and then when we tap on one, it zooms to that spot. I think the scrolly cards along the bottom are kind of a cool idea. Do we want to do this one? I feel like I can get this done. It's simple enough, right? Let's try it. Project. All right, Call it like a cafe finder app. Yes, yes, excellent. Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I have a feeling we could make that a little bit bigger and I could still use it. Cafe find view, yeah, new group, so call this views. Map kit. I don't know if SwiftUI has a map view yet, does it? Oh yeah, it does, that's right. It's got like everything on it. Okay, cool. So I think by looking at this, we can probably start with the Z stack. And then we just add the map to start with. I think what I really should probably do first before we start is grab some coordinates. Let me do this off another screen because if I start running this, it might give away my location. I'm not sure. So hang on, let me set up the scheme. Location simulation, default location. Let's go. Well, since I'm in Australia, I'm going to do Sydney. Okay, what's the best one we can use? Interaction modes. I think annotation items, we're going to need that. Annotation content, user tracking mode, shows user location, yes. Interaction modes. I think coordinate, okay, map rack or coordinate region. I think coordinate region is my favorite to go with. It's just what I've used in the past, right? And I think we're going to need a view model for this. So that's going to be kind of cool. It'll be like our first view model we'll be working on in one of these videos. And we'll make that a publisher, yeah. We'll have it start out following the user. Annotation items are going to be like the cafes that we can find in the area. The content will be like a pin. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. User tracking mode, we can change this so this will update. Let's just go with a state. Let's get something like, you know, get it compiling at least. So I think tracking mode. Okay, user tracking mode. And then we set this to follow. Tracking mode, that should be fine. Dog snoring. Coordinate region. Say, call this a region. This is MK coordinate region. Oh, come on. I think we need to, I think it's a, what have I got? Give me a sec. Oh, come on. Give me a second, everyone. It's gone full screen on me. You should still be able to hear me. Just going to minimize this. This is another app that I've been working on. I'm just going to move it off to another screen. Okay, I'm back. Going to see how I got this set up as far as the location goes. At the region at the top. Yeah, cool. I think I've got something now. Yeah, this is correct. And what can we do? So the center will be a coordinate, and I guess we should grab some coordinates first. And the span. Yeah, so I'll talk you through what all this stuff means, right? So the center will show us like this is where the map's going to be centered. And we set a coordinate based on latitude, longitude. And then these latitudinal meters and longitudinal meters, this this tells the map how far zoomed in it should be. So this gives us, I think this gives us like a kind of like a radius or a diameter of like what we can view. So like you can set these things to, I think these are in meters, right? So if you set these to like 6,000, we got to make up some. Let's see if we can find. Oh, let me open up the web view and we'll find the coordinates to Sydney or something, right? There's a little thing you need to be aware of though when it comes to the coordinates. Some places, like some software, will interpret. Here, I'll show you this. So check this out. So we got 33 south, 151 east, but I think the 33 is negative on here. So let's just. Yes, it is. So you can see this is the actual value that we'd pass through. So I've had like my locations end up in the middle of the ocean before. What's the shortcut to refactor text like that? What did I do? How long ago did you ask me to do that? So yeah, you have to pass in negative 33 for south. So south coordinates are negative, I believe. And west are negative as well. So east, you get positive. I think you get positive numbers for east. I could be wrong. I can't. It's been a little bit big. Yeah, I think positive numbers for east, negative for west and south. And this is how, at least this is how Apple deals with it. I think there is a way you can plug in these values, and it can interpret them. But I can't remember what API it is. You rename the content view. Oh, all I did was right-click and refactor and then rename. Yeah, it doesn't work all the time. Sometimes it'll like fail immediately. So here, where were we? We were minus 33. Cool. We'll pass that through. Yeah, this is a state and a state property wrapper, and we've got to pass it into a binding, because what happens is when the user moves the map around, this value is going to change, right? So it's not going to stay this way. Interaction modes, pan and zoom. Yeah, let's go with all. Shows user location. We probably don't really need to have that on there. That's just going to show the little blue dot. Then we got annotation items. Tracking mode, that should be fine. I think the tracking mode is okay. Close that weather app, still got it open. You set that to map user tracking mode? Yeah, that's better. Okay, stop complaining about that. Okay, so we got these annotation items. All right, so we need a list of. This is where we're probably going to use the data model, right? Yes, so this is going to be an array of something. Let's set that up. This is a class. We can get confusing everyone. Let's call it the view model, right? For now, it's not going to be the only one in the app. Eventually, I'm sure. if this was a real app. And then we're going to make this observable. So I did mention last time to remember whether you're supposed to put observed or observable. Anything with able on it is a protocol. So you go with that when you're conforming a class to that. And then in here, we just do a build. Hang on. Just make sure everything's all good. Cool. Published. We want a published item. This will be our cafes, right? Cafes. And maybe we'll make a cafe type. And maybe there'll be a name. Make a, it could be coordinate 2D. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what we can find anyway in Apple's API. We may even just use their type rather than ours. But this will stop the complaints for the compiler, because what I want to do is come back here and pass this in, right? So I want to go state object, model, view model. Yeah. And then we can go model cafes. Annotation content will be the cafe, and I guess we need to make this identifiable. And let's just go with the name. I don't think there'll be too many duplicate. Right, like we could do UUID here, but I think they'll get recreated each time. It's probably okay, but let's go with the name for now. Actually, you can probably go with the, I wonder if we can set this up as, there could be multiple places at the same location. Let's just go with name for the ID. If we run into issues, we'll change it. Okay. And then we can do something with the annotations here. So we might create like a pin and all that sort of stuff. So let's see how we go. Can we do a build? Has no initializers. Yes, so we'll set that as nothing to start with. In here on init, we'll have we'll do like a request to Apple's map API, I guess, and then see what we can get back from that. What have we got wrong? What have I done? Type cannot conform to map annotation protocol. Oh yeah, because we got to return. Okay, let's do that. Map annotation. Coordinate is cafe location. Is it the coordinate 2D? Yeah, so we can just chuck that straight in. We don't do anything fancy with it. And the content for it, let's just go with a circle, and we'll set. Let's go fill. Put a red dot there. This is not supposed to start here. This is supposed to start. We have a region where we want it to begin, and that's not happening. It's going like the ocean somewhere, right? Oh my gosh! Let's zoom out. Let's see if we can make changes here. No, it doesn't do anything. This could be a limitation of the preview. Because I find that like anytime I work with the map kit, it always like drops me here somewhere. Let's see what happens if we run this. You didn't add the minus at the... I spent so long talking about it. Thank you so much. That's so funny. Yeah, I get dropped. I even said I get dropped in the ocean if I don't add the correct. I thought I copied and pasted it correctly. Whatever. Okay, here we go. Let's zoom in. We want to zoom in further than that, maybe. Yeah, that should give us some good items. Okay, so we can do some other stuff with the map too. I think we can say like whether we want things to be showing or not. So I wonder, because it'd be kind of cool if we could hide. Yeah, we might not be able to do it in SwiftUI. Yeah. Okay, that might be a UI kit thing. But I know you can hide, you know, or you can decide where you want to see street names and things like that, or all these different other restaurants and stuff. So, okay. Let's see if we can find a little guide on how to like do a local business search, right? Mapkit search. And we're just going to hard code the search, right? We're not going to let the user do this. Let's go with search autocomplete options. Yeah, so that's something that I've used before. We don't care about the autocomplete, we just want... Hold up. Oh. So here's some code. We can do search new... What is this? What is this? JS, mapkit JS. Okay. This is I was looking at this and going, hang on a minute, this looks a little bit weird. Let's go. We've got looks like you can even do indoor maps, directions. Yeah. Local search, MK local search. Yeah, I think this is the one. Interacting with nearby points of interest. So we got some sample code here for this. I will grab this and I will put it into the chat. Yeah, so we need to do a search results completer. We get, so there's a thing you can use so that as the user's typing, it will do a search after every keystroke, and then you can get like suggestions like addresses and points of interest. I know that during that you can filter out stuff, so you can say I don't want to see. Well, you can even filter stuff out from certain regions as well. You can say like I don't want anything that's not within. Like you can do like a polygon on the map and you can say I only want to search content inside there. It doesn't work all the time because I have noticed that like if you were really specific, like if you say I want something from Sydney and you draw like a thing on the map and you say this is only results from in this, and then you start typing like San Francisco and you get more specific, it'll return those items for you anyway. So but yeah, you can do it based on like I think some business types. So like maybe you can be like I don't want to see gyms, I don't want to see schools or something like that. You can filter that out. I know Google Maps has a very similar API actually to what MapKit has. So we've got delegates and stuff we need to work with, so that's why we've got that view model. Search for map items, search requests. So user select points of interest on a map. Okay, so I think what we can use is, this looks quite familiar. Yeah, so result type, so you can filter by like, yeah, points of interest or whatever. Smart view model. Let's pin that for now. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Okay. Let me just throw some of this code down. We got a search region. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about before too. You can define where you want the search to be. Can't find local search. That's okay. We're just grabbing some code from all these different places. Got this completer, update search results. Yeah. And it looks like this is iOS 16 plus only. This, it might be just the sample code. I think some of these APIs in here are that as well. So let's check out the rest of the documentation. So we've got, we can create a search request. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool. Let's download this. Let's take a look. Trust and open. So this is all UI kit. And yeah, we're gonna have to, hang on. Are you waking up? You go sit over there now. We have to massage this and make it work for SwiftUI. Oh yeah, it's using these difficult data sources. I still haven't done this yet. I've pretty much dropped all of UI kit, so I haven't even touched difficult data source for collection views. Configure data source. Yes. Update collection view snapshot. Where is the there's a search region. Oh cool, there's a, this? Oh wow, this is on, oh you only get world. Oh that sucks. It'd be kind of cool if there was like a bunch of different regions you could put in there. Oh, it's not even, isn't even in this file. Local search, places. What we got here? Local search, cancel, search. This is kind of what we had working before. We've copied this code already in our own project. So the search request here is, yeah, okay. So this is kind of what we're looking for. Search for query string. And then we've got search request. What's it complaining about here? Number of travel points of interest. Yeah, we don't care about that. Okay, looks like we can just pick. Can we just pick cafe? I guess we can. That's pretty cool. What are we missing here? We've got MK points of interest category. Filter includes all points of interest categories, excluding removes them all. Why would you want to exclude them all? Oh, I guess if you're just looking for addresses or something, right? A filter that excludes all points of interest categories. Okay. Just having issues with this. I think I got it. Can assign value of type. Ah. Yeah, so this was was asking for an array. It looks like our search query is good to go. So our search request, you just create local search and then just go request. Delete that because that doesn't apply to us. So let's move this back over just a little bit. We'll keep the map open there. The design, it's not like we're really following it that much. natural language query. So this is like what a user would generally type in, but we're going to create this ourselves. So it doesn't really matter too much, I guess. Can we just do... I guess there is no other ones we can come up with here, is there? That's fine. And then we go search using search request, and then we come into here, and we can specify the region. So I think what we would do is have the region... We'll move this across. All right. Published. What do we got? Can you set a style on the map? For example, grayscale, look in the design. Well, I can probably throw a filter over the top of it, but I think we only get one kind of style. You can set if you want it to be hybrid, satellite, or like the vector art style, but I don't think you get this much customization with Apple's map kit. I think there's another one called Mapbox you could use, and I think that's apparently that's really customizable. You could probably even do that with Google Maps as well. So we'll have the search only apply to what you see on screen, to the area you see on screen. We got local search. We don't... Do we need to create another one of these? Because we've already got one there. We don't really care. I don't think we really care, do we? Like if we go... I hope this there isn't some weird method to having that there, why that needs to be there. We can just go search request start, I'm sure we can. Unable to infer type. Okay, maybe that's why it's there. Okay. View model has no member display, so yeah, so we don't have that in there. Display search error. We don't care about an error showing up. We've got our places, our map items. Who's complaining now? So we've got value of type view model has no member places. Yeah, so instead of places, this is going to be like the cafes, right? And the map items. MK map item. Let's just go with, let's do we probably don't need this anymore, right? I think we might need to make map items identifiable. We'll just see. But up here we've got our cafes. Let's just change this to MK map item and use that directly instead of our cafe type. Yep. We will just set it to empty if it fails. So this view controller sets the map views region in prepare for segue based on the search responses bound in region. We don't need to worry about that. And then in here, we'll just make a public function called search, which will run our custom query string. And the reason why I'm going to have this here is because anytime the region changes, we want to call search, so it researches that spot, right? Has no member location. Yeah, cool. So I think, is it coordinate? Place, it's place mark, isn't it? Place mark coordinate. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, map conform to identifiable. Yes, I thought. So let's just delete this and we'll just write an extension here and MK map item, and we'll make this identifiable. What are we going to go with here? We're going to return There is an ID. Oh, maybe we don't even need to have this because there's already an ID there. Let's see. Yeah, cool. So we don't need to create one. It's already there. We'll just use the one that's already on the item. If I do a little refresh, shouldn't see anything yet because we haven't initiated a search, right? So on start, we'll just call search on init, and then here we'll go search for. Let's just type cafe, I guess, to start with. What do we got? Could be in a bit of a... We'll just wait and see on that one. On change of, or on receive region. Okay, so there we go. There's our cafe showing on the map. Can you set? Oh yeah, you already asked me that. Sorry. And here we go. These are all the cafes that show up. So we'll get rid of this because it seems to be working fine. If I zoom out, hold up, let's zoom out. Do we get more? Change the region. Come on, give me some more. Oh, okay. It's a little bit slow. It's a bit weird. Maybe it'll run better in the sim. So we move to a new position. We wait, I guess, and see what happens. It might be that we need to update this. On the main queue, right? Main thread. Nothing yet. Now they pop in. That's it. This has got to be... Let's just run this and see what happens. Just a little bit of a scroll. Yeah, they load in. Publishing changes from within view update. Yeah. Okay, so I figured I was getting some issues here with that. Within the view updates and allow this to cause undefined behavior. Yeah. The thing is, I'm kind of running this. I am trying to push this on the main thread. Where are we at? Where is it? Oh, it's only showing me on main. Where am I doing this? That is in... Where's this? Where am I breaking it? So this request is done in the background. We get a response back. I'm trying to push this back to the front. I'm just having problems with that. Just in a little bit of a... Oh, what's going on? Everything's super slow right now. If I still get any complaints on this. Yeah, still getting all these. So many of them. Hang on a second. Just gonna let my dog out. Come on, puppies, out. All right. Yeah, 625. That's too many. I saw a tweet late last night. Someone was saying, SwiftUI is really good if you want to make really complex views in a couple of seconds, but then spend the next 4 hours messing around with padding. Padding is one of those things that jump around all the time, and like just stuff like this too. Like it's all trial and error. This entire framework. Look, it works. We'll come back and fix this because I want to move on. I really want to move on to doing the little cards at the bottom, yeah? Because that's some functionality. I think that will cover most of what we're trying to do here with the map. So let's create a new... Oh, it's slowing down my computer a lot too. Those warnings. I might have to change something on the scheme. Maybe main thread checker. I wonder if that'll speed things up for me a little bit. Turn that off. Okay, so yeah, let's go with the card view. Let's get through this quick if I can. We've got a VStack. We've got texts. It looks like it's a rating. Let's not follow this exactly. All we really care about is okay, map item. All we really care about is just getting some info on there, right? Name, even if it's just a name. And then let's just do a background on this, make it a rounded rectangle again. Yeah, corner radius 20. Let's add some padding. I don't know, 20 padding, and let's add a shadow to it too. See how that looks. Okay, so in here, on top of the map, we'll have a VStack. We'll put a spacer at the top, and then we'll put a scroll view across the bottom. And the axis will be horizontal. And then in here we've got it. We'll do a lazy H stack, yeah. And then we'll go for each. And then in the data we've got our model, we've got our cafes, and the content will be a cafe. And then we'll pass through tile, was it tile or card? What do I call it? Card view. Card view, and then we pass through a map item, which is that cafe. Okay, let's do a refresh and see what we get. What have we got? Oh yes, we don't need that in there. We'll just go NA. We couldn't find a name. What do we get? What happens? Got some cards. Let's set the fill on this to be white. Cool. This is good. This is good. This isn't getting pushed to the bottom like I was kind of hoping. I think we can change that. What is it? Some overlay. We can do it with an overlay, right? Alignment. Bottom. We got them pushed over. Fixed size, we need it to be yes, and then this H stack needs to have some padding, so push that in for the edges a little bit. That's kind of cool. Okay, so we've got got our cafes showing up. There's quite a few, I guess. It's okay. The little scroll view at the bottom will show us how many there really are. So this kind of replicates that idea a little bit. Now we want it so that like if we tap on one of these, the map zooms and goes into that location. So what we can do is inside in here we need to set a button, right? So we can put a button action, throw the label in there, which is our card. So these should be all buttons now, right? And then when we do this, we set the new region. So we go model region equals the center will be the cafe place mark coordinate, and then let's set this to something like 300 maybe. So we sort of like zoom right in. So if we tap Sydney, there it is there. This here, this one here, this is all good. It kind of sucks though, right? So maybe we can do something a little bit better with this. So we can say like, selected cafe, MK map item. I think we can get away with making that an optional, we'll see. And then in here, instead of setting this, we'll go model dot selected cafe equals cafe. So when we tap, it'll set the new cafe, and then when we update it, we should set the new region in here, I think. Did set. We can say region. Alright, so when the selected cafe updates. And then what we want to do is like up here, do something with the selected item. So this is our annotations. Alright, so maybe what we do is we go, I don't know, cafe is equal to model dot selected cafe. We go green. Otherwise we go color red. Can we do this? Is it going to complain because it's oh wait. What's complaining now? Yes. Selected cafe. All right. So a cool new Swift feature, we can just go guardlight select cafe and that'll just unwrap it for us. Oh, what have we got? Are we working? Is it working? Okay, so we got compile, right? So now if we can scroll around, we can look around. You can see the scroll bar at the bottom updates with items from that region. Move over here, you can see these should update. Come on, hurry up. Maybe there's just no cafes in this part of town. Is it broken again? Yeah, it's probably just having issues. That's fine. So anyway, if we tap on one of these, so Two Good Eggs Cafe, we zoom in and we set the selected one to green. The next one, if we select single O, it moves to another and that's green. How cool. Okay, so maybe what we can do is if cafe model selected cafe. So let's say all of them are red generally. Oh, down here. All right, we'll make them all red. We can set a different view, right? You can put any view in here. We can just go annotation view. And then we can set like a circle or something in here, and we can just pass the annotation view through if we want to do something fancy with it. Like maybe you want to have a I don't know, something like a animation when you tap on one of them or something. The other thing we can do is we can have it reverse the opposite, right? So if you tap on one of these, it'll scroll to an item in the list. We've been at this for like 2 hours. I got some other things I need to do today, so I don't think I'll get that far where like we'll do the reverse of this. But what I wanted to do here was set like, make it larger, maybe not. Whoa. Maybe not that. $20's good. All right, cool. So now we can see that that works. Let's remove this. Swap them back around. All right. We can scroll around. Can watch. Come on, update. Let's run it in the sim. Yeah. So these update properly. You can see the. It stops after a while. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of broken because we haven't fixed that main thread issue. Swift looks pretty interesting. Yeah. So we tap on Cafe Sydney. Tap on Cafe Roma. For some reason we get like a green dot, and then tapping it again makes it larger. So there is a bit of an issue with that. It's probably got something to do with, again, with the... Oh, maybe when we set this... Yeah, I wonder if it's got something to do with when we move around. Like they're in the region changes. Don't know. Let's just rerun. This is a bug for later. We're going to have to sort out, I think. But yeah, so keep an eye on this bottom row. I'm going to scroll a little bit. It'll work for a second and then it'll stop. You see it? Yeah, all the content there updating. And then it stops updating because it's broken. See if we can get this working, the green dot zoom working, the scaling of it. Come on. We got nothing coming through now. Oh, I got throttled. I'm getting throttled because of all the... Yeah, so you probably want to debalance that, right? So like you want it to not... As you don't want to search as the user scrolling, you want it to do a search when they stop moving. I think that's it. I think that's all we can get away with. I think the framework is like stopping us from doing things. We'll go back over here, see over to the preview. So if I select industry beans, we zoom in, and we get like a green for a second anyway until it updates. So yeah, the preview isn't great. I think the best thing we can do to test this would be on device, and with your location settings on your phone. I'm gonna run this again. We'll see if we can get past this. Okay, we got some spots now. So let's not scroll around. If I hit Cafe Sydney, yeah, it's a bit dodgy, isn't it? It's got this. I'm having this issue with pushing changes not allowed. Undefined behavior. Yeah, we're definitely getting undefined behavior, but I'm not sure where that's coming from because I am updating. I'm updating our list of cafes on the main thread, which I've got down here. I don't think anything else is touching it. From what I can see, we've got the selected cafe changes. Yes. I've got that wrapped now. On receive we call search, but that's okay if that's on the background. Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing it. I don't know what the issue is. Let me see what I've got going on in this other code. No, it's all pretty much the same. Yeah, it's all pretty much the same. It could be these things along the bottom. Maybe if I... Oh, no, it wouldn't be, because we weren't getting that issue before, were we? Oh, well, like we were getting it before we put that scroll view in there. Yeah, still getting these. And every little... You can see the error popping up every time we do a little bit of a scroll. So every little pixel that you move, it's doing another search. And so that's... You want to avoid that. We want to put like a debounce in there when it stops moving. I think that's probably it. Like, if you wanted to do something with these items, like you tap on them, you would just put a button in here in the map annotation. So you would have, you run an action. Let's say we do a print here. Tapped annotation. And then we'll put that in there, and we can do the same thing down here too. And we'll make these, we'll just make them all a little bit bigger. And you can see if we tap on one, they have that little fade effect, like they're a button, and we can see that it's printing out stuff here. Yeah. And to do the scroll, let's do that. I think we can get this out really quick. Okay, so, and then we've done both ways, and then you've got some extra tools you can use. So we've got the scroll view proxy, we've got the proxy we can put here, right? And basically the only function you've got on this is a scroll to, you know, scroll to index or something, or whatever it is. Is this the right way to do this? Scroll to ID. Yeah. So can this be... Can't be constructed because I have no accessible initializers. Yeah, that's not what we do, is it? What do we do? What we got? Let me try to remember how this works. Hold up. Scroll view reader, that's what I'm doing. Scroll view reader. Sorry about that. Yes, and then when we tap on here, we got to go here, and then scroll to, yeah, okay, I got it. We go cafe. Let's see if this works. No, we need it. Do it the opposite way. It's if we tap in here, we need to set the selected. This one should already be the selected one anyway, because it's green, so we don't need to do that. Model.selected cafe is cafe. do we... Hang on a second. We might need to put all of this inside that reader to make this work. Does that make sense? And then in here we go proxy.scroll to cafe. Let's see if this works. I think we need to do the ID there. Let's see. Yeah, oh, it's not scrolling. And here I thought this was gonna be a nice quick one. What have we got? Proxy.scroll to... I want this to move, so we might need to do the ID. And on this, we've got the ID there. Okay, something happened. So we tap on. Yeah, okay, so that works. So yeah, we got to keep them the same. So the ID here, and I've set the scroll to cafe.id up there. So when you tap on an annotation, we're going to tell the proxy to scroll to that ID, and we have that ID because we've set it on the button that's in this scroll view, right? So that's how it knows where to scroll to. So here's another one. I've tapped this here. Watch the bar at the bottom. Or when I release my finger, it pushes across, and then it kind of resets itself because it's reloading items for that view, and then you know the array gets reset again anyway. So we can probably avoid that by once, like if the cafe is selected, maybe we can say stop updating, like don't do any searches for that region. So I guess, I mean, just for I don't have a way to set this back, right? But hopefully this will demonstrate that when tapping on one of these dots, it'll scroll. Oh, this isn't gonna work. Wait. This should work. I haven't got anything selected. Oh. Is equal to nil. Cool. Yeah, so this should demonstrate if I tap on one of these, you'll see this bar at the bottom move, and it shouldn't update again because I've turned off the search. So if I tap over here, hopefully it's not the one that's already at the start. So ready? Are you watching? Because I can only do this once. Right, and now I've got, I guess this is the walrus. This is selected, and that's showing up at the bottom. It scrolled that list to that point. So if we select another one, it'll scroll to that point again. We can move around a little bit. At the moment, it's not. Hey, this is interesting. So we're getting these changes happening again anyway, even though no search is being performed. So we can now tell that this isn't the problem. It's got something to do with the region updating. And that's forcing a redraw in the background somehow. Yeah, interesting. Don't know if that'll do anything, but anyway. Yeah, didn't seem to do anything. So yeah, we tap on one of these, and then it's jumped to. This could probably be. Doesn't even say. I guess it doesn't matter. So let's zoom out. Let's do a couple more. Let's go tap over here. We've got Cafe Bizarro Bar. It's just, you know, scrolls to that. Tap over here. Scrolls to this one. Move up a little bit. Tap on this one. Centers the map, and it scrolls the cards along the bottom. So there you go. So you got it working both ways. If you tap one of these, it should move the map to that position, which it does. You tap this one, moves the map to that position. You scroll along here, you say, oh, okay, or this one looks interesting, and it moves the map to that position. Tap up here, come on, moves the scroll view to that position. So we've got it working both ways now. That's pretty much all you would really need to do with MapKit in an app, I'd say, besides maybe like you want to throw a route on there, you want to draw some lines and stuff. That's different again. I think in order to do that, you might need to use UIKit's MapKit and wrap that if you want. I think you need to do that if you want doing like polygons and stuff. Let me just double check and make sure I'm correct on that. I don't want to give you any wrong information. Yeah, I think that's the case. In another project I'm doing, so I'm using this kind of format with cards along the bottom in a different project for a client. You tap on one of these, it'll jump to a position, and exactly what we've got going on here. But that's all the map does, right? I think the cards have an extra button on them. If you tap it, you can see details about the location. But there's another area of the map that does use polygons on top, and I've wrapped that. So it's a SwiftUI mostly app, but I had to use, the UIKit version of a map view to make that work. I don't think, SwiftUI doesn't have anything where you can like draw polygons on top of the map or anything like that yet. That's quite complex stuff, really. Like all the APIs are pretty good for doing that, but it's complex in the sense that you can get like all sorts of different layers. Drawing lines and polygons, like the path that the person has walked, all that sort of stuff, that gets into more complex territory. But I think for this we've done our map, and we did sort of a weather app. Well, this whole thing is, look at this, I'm getting a spinny wheel because of all this stuff. Let's stop. But that's it. I think that's going to be it for me today. I probably won't split this video up and upload it again like I have yesterday's. I just feel like this stream was a little bit more all over the place and not as organized because I was kind of doing things I haven't done in a while. But part 2 of yesterday's stream will be up soon, maybe a couple of days or something. That's it. If you've got any questions, like I've got a Discord, you can find me on Twitter, Bo Nouvelle. All those links are in the description. And of course, if you prefer watching me on Twitch, you can do that too. But yeah, like go to the Discord and just like throw questions at me. I don't mind helping out. If I've got time to answer them, I'll answer them. But that's it. I'm off. See you all later.